Right, okay, so let's sit nice and tall. Let's just really lengthen through that spine. Let's think about that posture, so dropping the shoulders down. So you're getting that sense of bringing them blades down towards their back pockets. So nice and tall through that spine. So you want to have neutral spine, so we don't want to be pushing tummy forward. We just want to be tucking that tailbone down, but not tucking it too far under. So just finding that tall, neutral spine. Pulling them shoulders down, like I said. Just gently tucking that chin so you're lengthening through that neck. So just very slight tuck of that chin. Okay, so hands resting on the legs or down on the chair, whatever feels best, as long as we're not bringing them shoulders down, we're opening into that collarbone. We just want to think about that breath. So if we want to think about a nice deep breath, so I've been rushing around this morning, so I need to have this nice deep breath to try and bring everything back to the present moment, and yeah, just focus on what I'm doing now. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in through the nose. So really expanding into the ribs. So if you had your hands on the side of your ribs, you take a nice deep breath in. Coming into the hands and exhale. Coming away from the hands. We'll do that once more. Nice deep breath in. And release. Coming away from the hands. Brilliant. I just want to think about that strong connection in the middle. So you're thinking about that wide belt. 10 holes in that belt. We're just going to engage to about the second or third hole. So think about bringing that belly button to the back of the spine, and we're going to think about the pelvic floor, that works together with that core to keep the body stabilised. Support that lumbar spine. So just lift up with that pelvic floor. So think about that lift, and we're just going to come up to about the second or third floor. So from back to front passage, and just leave that switched on there unless I ask you to engage a little bit more. And just make sure that feet are hip width apart. Knees are trying to bring them feet up, so knees are in line with hips. So I've got my yoga block, or you can use a couple of books, whatever you've got to hand with. So we're going to start by mobilising into the spine. So just getting that body moving. So just going to drop the head forward and take it back. So just loosen into that neck, so just forwards and back. So just notice how that neck is feeling, keeping them shoulders down and relaxed. Just coming forwards and back. Just keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So this time is for you. We're just going to forget everything else. We're just going to work the body and focus on the parts of the body that you are working, that you are moving. If you struggle with moving a particular part of the body, then just try and connect the brain to that part of the body and just try and focus on that part of the body. And we're going to come back to the middle. We're going to take the head side to side. So just noticing your range of movement as you turn the head from side to side. So if one side of the neck has been a little bit tight, it might not move. The neck might not move across as much as the other side. Just keep doing that, and hopefully with a few more reps, that neck might loosen up a little bit. Brilliant. Come back to the middle. I'm going to take the hands to the shoulders. I'm just going to mobilise through the shoulders and stretch into the chest. So as you come back, I just want to focus on drawing them elbows back as much as possible. So just warming up the shoulders and arms. Nice big circles with the arms coming round. And then drop the arms down in nice big circles with the long arms. You can push the palms down, so just add a little bit of resistance so you're already starting to work them arms. Just pushing the palms down, up. We'll bring them up. Then we'll bring them forward, and then we'll come into our bow and arrow. So we're going to turn, so move that arm back, lengthen the arm out, bring it across. Just warm that body up, warm the arms up before we get started. We'll do one more on each side. draw back, open, and come back. Just bring the elbows in, just circle the wrists in one direction, and circle round in the other. I'm just going to lift the heel, and we're just going to move the ankle, just loosen through them ankles. So my ankles are feeling a little bit tight this morning. Then take it round in the other direction. So you don't tend to think about the the feet and the ankles getting quite stiff. So just need to keep moving them, keep them mobilised, keep them nice and strong. And then take it round in the other direction. And just move our fingers as well. Another part of the body we forget about, and they get very, very tight, especially when it's hot. They swell, and then it's harder to move them. Just circle the thumbs around, just move the fingers. Okay, so I'm going to use my weights for this exercise. So it's totally up to you whether you want to use them or not. So sit nice and tall. I'm going to take the arms out to the side of the body. Just make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. So try and draw them blades down towards the back pockets that we talk about. Arms nice and long, but you're not locking the arms out, because as you do that, you create tension in the neck. So just make sure there's a slight bend there. Holding them weights, just wrapping your hand around the weights, and try and make sure there's a nice line down from the elbow down to the knuckle. So you're not pushing that knuckle up, or you're not dropping it down either. So just nice and strong with that hand. Just relax them shoulders down, so don't want them creeping up towards the shoulders. So we're going to bring the arms forward, we're going to bend the arms up, push them up and come down. So forward, bend at the elbows, so knuckles towards the ceiling, push up and down. So forward, so you can, again, like I said, you can do this with or without weights, and down. So forward, so push through the shoulders, and forwards, push and down, and forward, and push and down. So forward, so as you take the arms up, so then really lengthen them arms out, work them shoulders, keep them shoulders down, relaxed. Keep breathing, so in through the nose and out through the mouth. Push up and forward, bend, up and down. So forward, bend. Do two more after this. So one, push up and down, and two, push up and down. And this time we're just going to bring the arms forward and bring them round, and forward. So if you're using the weights or the tins, this just adds to the exercise, it makes it a little bit harder. So forward, take nice deep breaths as you move. Don't hold the breath, a tendency, something we tend to do, so just don't hold that breath and don't arch into that back. We do 4 after this, so 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Brilliant, and just relax the arms down. Just make some nice big circles with the arms. They might be feeling a little bit heavy. So just circle them arms round and just cross them arms over. Just bring them in front of the knees and cross them arms over. Take some nice deep breaths as you do so. Do 2 more. Just loosen up into the shoulders. Brilliant. Okay, so just going to make sure we add our ball, which was at that beginning, just so as I was working, I was forgetting a little bit about my legs, and I could see that they were moving a little bit, but we want to try and keep your legs, so imagine you've got them headlights on your knees, and you're keeping the headlights forwards, so just squeeze gently into that ball. So again, sit nice and tall. We will, while I use my weights, so again, it's totally optional, because we've just done the first exercise with the weights, so it's totally up to you. So lengthen through that spine, arms nice and long, drop the shoulders down, and take the arms forward and down, and forward and down, and forward and down. So if you're not using your weights, try and imagine that you are moving your arms through cement. So it's actually adding some resistance there, making it a little bit more of a challenge, and down and forwards and down and forwards and down. Keep that tummy switched on, keep that core switched on, pelvic floor lifted, and down and up. Do 4 more if we can, so 4 and down, and 3 and down, and 2 and down, and 1 and down. Drop your arms down, we'll take up to the side, so lift and down. So if you turn slightly, you can see your hands. You don't want to be taken too far back. And down. The arms are long but not locked out at the elbows. And up and down. So exhale and inhale. So as you exhale and lift the arms, you draw up through that pelvic floor, lift through that pelvic floor, engage through that centre, and release as you come down. Do 3 more like this. And 2 and 1. We're going to put the 2 together, so we're going to take them up. If you need to rest first, that's fine. So always listen to your body. If it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. Or if you just want to rest in between the layers, that's absolutely fine. It's best to do less reps, but do good reps. And just keep going and doing loads and loads, and just cause yourself to be really fatigued, or just recruiting other muscles because you're just so tired and you just need to rest. That's fine. Just squeeze into that ball slightly, keeping the knees nice and still. So you're activating through them quad muscles. So 5 and up, and 4 and up. Breathe. And 2 and up, and 1 and up. Brilliant. So let's place the weights down. Just bring the arm across, drop that shoulder down. So really focus on opening through that shoulder blade, into that shoulder blade, drop that shoulder down, like I say, and just pull that arm across gently. You can slide that arm down, or you can hook that elbow. Whatever works for you. If you can't hook it in, just use the hand and pull it across. And just hold that there, stretch through the hand. And then swap over. So pull the arm down. Just pull the arm in, trying to open, like I say, into the back of into that shoulder blade, through into the back, top of the back. Keeping them hips facing forward, keep the knees facing forward. You can slide the arm down, bring it across a little bit more, depending on how it's feeling. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to not use the weights, we're going to give our arms a little bit of a rest. Well, a rest in terms of we're not going to use the weights, but we're still going to work the arms. So we're going to do our boxing exercise. So just make sure you've set up the body. So just do a quick posture check. Shoulders down, relaxed. We're sitting nice and tall, so we're lengthening out the sides of the body. So we're trying to be nice and light on that chair. We're thinking about that piece of string. Just engaging through our centre, we're lifting up through our pelvic floor very slightly. Knees facing forward, we've got that ball or cushion there. Relaxing the feet on the floor, so not gripping into the feet, just relaxing them there. So we're going to start by tucking, having the elbows into the side of the body, but it's not squeezing into the side of the body, so they're just there, just drawing the shoulders down. Be very aware of keeping them shoulders down. So we're going to have a slight twist into the body as we box across the body, which is that movement we get when we walk. When we walk, we have a slight twist in the body, so we want to keep the top half of the body moving. So just doing exercises where we are twisting the body, it's just keeping everything moving. So like I said, lengthen through that spine, tucking the elbows towards the side of the body, and we're going to cross, across, across. So you lengthen that arm out and then bring it back in again. Lengthen, lengthen. So you've got that twist, you can see that twist, and there's that tendency to move the legs as well, but we're going to squeeze that ball to try and keep the knees and the legs nice and still. So I can feel a nice little stretch into my lumbar spine and to the side of my body as I punch across. So punch, push out, lengthen, bring it back, lengthen, bring it back. So we'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go and we're just going to do the same thing but a little bit quicker. So punch, punch, turn, 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 lengthen out, lengthen out. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take it again across slow. Punch, punch. So exactly what we were doing before. First layer, take it a bit slower. 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze it 4, 3, 2, 1. And then faster. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just bring the arms in. Just relax for a moment. It's harder when you're moving across the body not to move the legs as well. So just squeeze, connect into that ball. Sit nice and tall. We'll do the same thing, but we'll take it up on the angle. So stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch. Squeeze that ball. Stretch, stretch. So this doesn't feel safe. You could hold your chair and do it like that, so making yourself feel a little bit, safer, or just keep it in front of you. Stretch, stretch, and look up towards the arm if you can. Lengthen through that arm, but you're not taking that arm up, that shoulder up, sorry, you're keeping that shoulder nice and still. You're keeping the knees as still as possible, so squeeze into that ball. 4, 10, faster, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do it again slow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to fast ones. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just circle the arms around. Just release off. Give yourself a moment to take a nice deep breath. Brilliant. We're going to grab a quick drink. So if you've got a drink, have a drink. Okay, so we're going to move on to working on triceps. I think this is one of your favourites, isn't it, Sue, working on triceps. So hopefully you've got your tins. So we're either going to work with weights or work without weights, that's absolutely fine. Whatever, still working the back of the arms, trying to target them bingo rings, as we call them. So I'm going to get my weights. I'm going to sit nice and tall. So hands down by the side of the body. So sometimes we come forward. Today we're just going to sit nice and tall and not arching through that spine. So find that neutral spine, so tucking that pelvis very slightly, tailbone down towards the floor. So we're just going to take the arms out away from the chair or the side of the body. Draw them shoulder blades back, so don't be working from here. So open the shoulders, draw the blades back, so show off that collarbone. And we'll take the palms up towards the ceiling, so lengthen and back, and lengthen and back, and lengthen and back. So try and keep them arms in. You're just taking them away a little bit, but you're trying to keep them so the elbows are going directly up towards the ceiling. Lengthen and back, and lengthen. Try not to stick that tummy out, engage through that centre, and lengthen and back, and lengthen and back, and lengthen and lengthen. And lengthen. You should start to feel them working now. Breathe and push up and back. So 5, layer 1, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring them back, and this time we're going to take them up towards the ceiling, so lift them first. Once they're lifted nice and tall, we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you don't want to feel any strain in your neck. So if you're working from here and crunching, it's gonna, it's gonna hurt your neck. Or if you've got your head flung back, so just tucking that chin very slightly. We're gonna lengthen back again. So lift the arms up. We're gonna pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring back nice and tall. Just tuck that chin. Lift them arms and pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We're going to do that once more. We're going to pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Got one more layer if you want to carry on. If not, just rest the arms. We'll do a tricep stretch. Or if not, we're going to lift the arms, lift them up towards the ceiling, and we're going to circle. So pushing them arms round and up into a circular movement. And up. You can really feel that starting to work. So pushing right up and take circles round in the other direction. Circle, circle. Are we doing circles? Are we doing squares? Are we doing rectangles? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring them weights down. Bring them weights down. We're going to stretch that arm down. We're going to do that tricep stretch, take it away from the back of the head. I can't quite see what that says. Tomato soup at the ready. I hope you've got the lid on that tomato soup, see? Otherwise you might have just made a mess at the back of the wall as you've been flinging your arms back. So just stretch out that tricep. Really important to stretch that muscle out afterwards. So really try and guide that hand down the back. Like I say, you can push that hand away from the back of the head. And then swap over, so just push the arm down. Hold that there, take some nice deep breaths. And gently push the arm away. We'll do some neck stretching at the end, but just roll that head round. Arms down by the side of the chair. Just roll the head round. Just rolling around, enjoying that stretch. Yeah. And then come back up. Okay, so we're going to move on to just before we go down to the bottom half of the body, so core, back, legs, feet. We are just going to circle the wrists, just loosen the wrists off, stretch out the hands as well. Been holding them weights, so we get a lot of tension in the hands, always holding things. So we just need to release them out. So just bring your arms down by the side, elbows, like I say, not hugging inside the body, but just there. So we're going to squeeze knuckles in, and we're going to stretch the fingers out. We're going to squeeze, and we're going to stretch. Squeeze and stretch. And squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Keep doing that, really try to get as much space between each finger as possible. And stretching, and squeezing, stretching, squeeze, and stretch, and squeeze. Stretch, we're going to do one squeeze, one stretched out. Squeeze one, stretch one. Squeeze, so think about coordination. Squeezing one into a fist and stretching the other one out. Brilliant. I'm just going to lengthen the arms and do exactly the same thing, so just drop them shoulders down. Think about that shoulder stabilisation. We're going to squeeze, we're going to stretch, we're going to squeeze and stretch, and squeeze and stretch, and squeeze and stretch, squeeze. And squeeze one and stretch one. Squeeze and stretch and squeeze and stretch and squeeze and stretch. That once more. And then just make that fist. We're going to drop that hand down. We're just going to notice and feel that stretch. Hopefully you can feel a nice stretch creeping up into the forearm. Then if you want, you can just apply a little bit of pressure, so you're not forcing that movement, you're just trying to lengthen through that hand and just feel a little bit more of a stretch. And then you can just move that hand around a little bit, you might want to just feel it in a different place. And then same with the other hand, so just squeezing, bringing that down first and feeling that stretch. So I'm tighter on this side, just notice what side you're tighter. And just use that other hand to just gently guide that hand down if it works for you. And move that around. And then just circle the wrists round in one direction. And then circle round in the other. Brilliant. Okay. We think about our backs now, so we want to try and keep the back nice and mobilised, so as we sit we get tight through the spine. We might stand in a particular way that causes tension. Yeah, just posture, it's all about the posture. Think about keeping that centre nice and strong to try and protect that back, but we need to try and keep it mobilised and keep it moving. So we're just going to do it's like a cat stretch, so if we were doing it on the mat, we'd be taking our backs into a cat stretch and taking it from flexion. So we're going to get some flexion through that spine. So sit nice and tall. We're going to do a roll down through the spine. So hands on the thighs, top of the thighs. So we're going to inhale at the bottom. As we exhale, think about lifting up through that pelvic floor, engaging through that centre. We're just going to do small movements, start off and then build up. So inhale, like I said. Exhale, we're going to drop the head. We're going to drop the shoulder. We're just going to slide the arms down very slightly, and you can just start to feel that curvature coming through the spine, and then we're going to lengthen up and restack the body. So head being the last part of the body to come up, and we're lengthening through that spine. We're going to inhale at the top. As we exhale, we're going to drop that head, drop the shoulders, we're lifting through the core, through the pelvic floor, and rolling down. Just a small way to start with. And then rolling up. Okay, I'm going to do that again. So inhale, exhale, drop that head, drop the shoulders, and slowly roll down. And I'm going to do that once more like that, so we're really sucking that spine. So think about blocks. So yeah, unstacking the blocks and then building back up. Or if you was like against a wall, you're just moving your spine away from that wall. So we're going to inhale and exhale to drop the head, drop the shoulder, and slowly come through the top of your spine, so your thoracic spine. And as you come down, you're scooping that belly rather than pushing it out. And then roll back up again. So this time we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to come down a little bit further, but obviously being very, very careful with your back. So inhale, exhale to slowly drop the head, drop the shoulders, keep exhaling, and just coming around into that spine a little bit more. So just working with what is okay with your back. And then re-stepping that spine and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale at the top. Shoulders down, relax. Exhale to drop the head, drop the shoulders, and we're going to carry on just rolling through that spine, keeping that tummy nice and strong. So only coming down as far as what is right for your back and that you keep you still safe. We're going to do the same thing. So I'm dropping my head, I'm dropping my shoulders, and then slowly rolling down. Try to get a lovely stretch in my back. And then I'm rolling back. I'm going to do that once more. I'm going to drop the head, drop the shoulders, and slowly roll down. And then slowly roll back up. And then sit nice and tall, leave your hands where they are. I'm just going to turn my hands, my arms to the side. And I'm going to tuck my head towards my hips. So come into cat flexion. So you're really scooping that belly as you take that back in one direction. Push up through the hands. Come into that lovely tall position. So here you can arch that back. So it's your cat and cow stretch. You're going to drop the head. So push through the thighs, bring head towards hips. Get a lovely movement. So really scoop them hips. Push out gently into that back. Push through the hands. Come up from neutral. Come to an arch position. We're going to do that once more. So tuck the head. Arch through that spine. Sorry, curve through that spine. Get that flexion into the back. Lengthen up. And come through. Brilliant. Okay, so just come back to that lovely tall spine. We're going to think about just engaging through that centre. So we're just going to work that core. So placing hands on the bottom of your, well, so on your abdomen really, and your hand on your lower back. We've done this before, so we know what we're doing. So we're really focusing on engaging through that centre. So drawing that belly button to the back of the spine, or using the hand there. So hand there, you're not pushing the hand against the tummy. The hand is just there, but you're focusing on, as you exhale, bringing that tummy away from the hand. And then as you inhale, you're going to release that tummy back towards the hand, but not pushing it into it. We're just doing it with control. So we're going to inhale, okay. So exhale, bring that tummy away. And inhale, come back. So as you bring that tummy away and engage, you're also lifting up through that pelvic floor, and then you're releasing. Nice and tall. Lift up through that pelvic floor and engage through that centre, and then we're going to release. So engage through that centre, lift up through the pelvic floor, and then release. We'll do that a few more times. So engage through that centre, and release. Engage through that centre. Brilliant. So we'll switch on the core muscles a little bit more, so really focus on, in this exercise, really switch on through that centre. So hands on thighs, or down towards the knees, but not on the knees. And lengthen through that spine. As we said before, if we come away from the midline of the body, we are really using that belly for that strong core, and you're thinking about your pelvic floor as well. So we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to come forward, we're going to lift up through that pelvic floor, lift up through that centre, and just come forward, tall neutral spine, so if you're looking over the fence, coming back, and then this time bring your arms round for support and come back. Core is nice and strong. Change the hands, lengthen through that spine, come forward, core is switched on, release, switch that core on again to come back, lift up through that pelvic floor, come back. Come forward, breathe in, come back, hands there. Do that once more like that, come forward, hands round. So hands are there supported, but you're really using that tummy, really switch on through that centre. So this time we're going to challenge that centre by not using both hands, we're going to take one hand away, so nice and tall. We're going to come forward, so my hand is light on my leg. You need to put more pressure there, that's fine, but just really try and suck through that tummy, come back. Up. Slide the arm forward, lengthen through that spine, come back. Take the arm forward, swap arms. Nice and tall, come forward, use that core, come back. Shouldn't feel that in your lumbar spine at all. If you're feeling that, you're getting an ache in your back, then you're not switching on through your centre enough. Come back. Come forward, so switching that hand round, come back. But once more, so come forward, lengthen through that spine, turn that hand round to give some support. You're going to put one hand there, keep it strong, and back and release. So just bring your arms up, stretch through that centre, so lengthen the arms, you're lengthening through that body, trying to stretch out them tummy muscles. And come down. Okay, so moving on. We've worked our core, we're going to work the legs. So we've got our ball, hopefully. If not, we've got a cushion. I'm going to take my block away. I'm going to take the ball out of the legs. And I'm going to place my ball on the floor. So trying to get your foot on the ball. Hopefully you can get your foot on the ball. You might need a little bit of help, but if you can't get that foot on the ball or on a cushion because you struggle to lift that leg, that's fine, because you can just get that sense of pushing down into the floor. So pushing that foot into the floor. If you've got that ball there and you're able to put the foot on the ball, trying to keep that ball still so you're working your balance as well. I'm going to sit forward in my chair a little bit because I think it'll be a bit better. So just hands on the chair so you can stabilise the body. We're really going to push down using that hip and using that quad. We're going to push down and lift up. And push down and lift up. So try not to sink in that body as you push down. So sinking, you'll be doing this. And coming up and pushing down. And just trying to be nice and tall, and you're just using that glute, using that hip and lift up. Push down and lift up. So you're using the muscles rather than let the ball lift the foot up. The ball is there to help, but you want to lift that leg out. So lift, push down, lift up, push down, lift up, push down, lift up, push down, lift up. We're going to push down and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift up. Push down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift up. Push down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift up. Brilliant. Take your time to move that ball or move that book or that block. I'm going to do the same thing. We can get that ball to stay still. Nice and tall. Maybe you're using that hip and that glute. Switching on through the quads. We push down, lift up. Push down, lift up. Push down. Try to keep that knee facing forward. Don't want to move it around. Lift up. Push down, lift up. Push down, lift up. Push down, lift up. Push down, lift up. We're going to push down for 5. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1, and lift. Push down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. We'll do it once more. So push down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Brilliant. So to get the ball, we're going to move it. We're going to bring it up towards the legs. Just take your time to move the ball. Sitting nice and tall. We're going to squeeze that ball. We want to bring the feet in a little bit and release that ball. Squeeze and release. Squeeze. So if you haven't got the ball, you use your fists. And if you have got the ball and you need a little bit of help, obviously you can't do this if you're using your hands there, but use your hands to gently squeeze into that ball and release. We're going to squeeze and release. And squeeze and release, and squeeze and release, and squeeze and release. This time we're going to squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really working the legs. We'll do that again and squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We're going to squeeze that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. As you later, we're going to squeeze that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. So this time we're going to squeeze that ball. We're going to lift that leg, keep that ball squeezed. We're going to bring that leg back and return. We're going to squeeze that leg. We're going to lift that leg. So squeeze that ball, bring it back and release. So if you struggle to lift that leg, just keep squeezing the ball, or you could squeeze the ball and just lift the heel. Keep that squeeze into the ball and lower. And then release. Squeeze, lift that heel. Keep that squeeze on the ball and lower. So we're going to lift, get the squeeze there, we're going to lengthen, we can flex that foot to get a nice stretch. Keep that squeeze going on and back in. Release. We're going to squeeze that ball, we're going to lengthen that leg, flex that foot, keep that squeeze going on and bring back in. We're going to carry on. So we're going to squeeze that ball, we're going to lengthen that leg, keep that ball squeeze, we're going to lower, return, release. So squeeze, lift and flex that foot, keep that squeeze going on, we're going to lower that leg, and we're going to release. Do one more each side, so we can feel your quads start to work. Squeeze that ball, keep that squeeze going on, squeeze, 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 lift and flex that foot, keep that squeeze going on, bring that leg back and down, release. Squeeze that ball, lift, so much longer, flex that foot, bring that back down and release. Brilliant, well done. Get rid of that ball. Let's do a little bit with the feet, and then we'll stretch out through the hips and through everything else. So just lengthen that leg out as much as possible. Doesn't matter if you've not got a knee that's stretched out, we're just going to rest on that heel. Bringing the feet up towards the nose, so toes towards nose. And we're just going to push that foot down, bring it back. Push that foot down, bring it back. Push that foot down, bring it back. Push it down, bring it back. So don't worry too much about what the leg's doing. If the leg's moving a little bit, just trying to work that foot, keep that foot nice and strong. So if we've got foot drop, we need to refocus on keeping them feet and ankles nice and strong. Keep them nice and strong for the legs and release. So push down and release. So like you're pushing the pedal, bring that leg in a little bit more if you want to. Push that foot down and release. And down and release. And down. And down. And down. So if you have trouble bringing that leg back up, you can that foot back up. Then you can use your band, so either your resistance band or actually a belt or a yoga band that hasn't got any resistance. You can do it with that as well. So just bringing that foot back up and then let it go down. So bring it back up. So really focus though on, as you repeat the exercise, so you do more reps, you're trying not to use that band as much, you're really trying to use that foot. So make it a nice slow control movement. So think about toes towards the nose. So look at your foot and just think about bringing the toes towards your face. Bring it down. So toes towards your face, come back. Toes towards your face, come back. Really focus on what that foot's doing. Don't think about anything else apart from bringing toes towards the face. And then this time we're leaving that foot up, and then we're going to take it down, bring it up. Take it down, bring it up. So make it a little bit harder. Down, down, and up. So in the meantime, our posture is slumped. So nice and tall. Down, down, and up. So you're working that foot, you're looking at that foot, you know what that foot needs to do. Down, down, and up. Down, down, and up. We'll do one more. Down, down, and up. So swapping over. So taking that leg out slightly, resting on that heel. So we're going to take it down and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. So keeping the feet nice and strong. And down, and up. So again, like I say, you can use that yoga band. So down, toes towards the face, and down, toes towards the face, and down, toes towards the face, and up, and down, and up, and down. If you're not using the band, imagine you've got something attached to your big toe and you are bringing it up and down and up and down and up and down and up. So really focus on what that foot is doing, down and up. So move down, down and up and down, down and up and down, down and up. Down, down. Don't lose that lovely posture in the meantime because you're concentrating on what you're doing. Down, down and up, down, down, up, down, down, do one more, down, down and up. Just rest on the other foot, just circle that ankle round, get as much movement from it as possible, circle, 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 and take it round in the other direction. Brilliant, then just send your foot, just press that out. Just circle round in one direction and then circle round in the other. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my block again. I'm actually going to bring my ball back, just to do our stretches. Okay, nice and tall. We're going to think about stretching that neck. We're going to take the head towards the, so head towards the shoulder, sorry. You're going to drop that head down on the angle and really feel that stretch into the neck. If you want, you can add to that stretch by just placing the hand there. So you're not pulling the neck, you're dropping that arm down. Just feeling a lovely deep stretch into the side. Just going to take some nice deep breaths as you hold that there. I'm going to come up, we're going to drop that head over again. Drop it down the angle, we're going to drop that arm down. Place that hand onto the neck. Brilliant. Let's bring that lovely stretch. Bring the arm, head back, sorry, we're going to drop the head forward. And then we're going to use the hands just to take the, just to stretch through the neck and just lengthen through that spine. We're not forcing the movement, we're just placing the hands there. And bring the elbows out, so pull the elbows back and come down again, so you're lengthening through that neck. And up, pull the elbows back. We'll do that once more. And lengthen. We're going to place one hand on the chair. Place the other one up. Really lengthen through that spine. Lengthen the side rather than bring that shoulder up. And just feel that lovely stretch and make sure you're safe as you do this. So looking towards the screen. That lovely stretch into the body. And then we're going to turn towards the floor and look towards the floor. And come back and over. So come up, lengthen through the side of the body, really feel that stretch. There's a lovely stretch into the side. Keep breathing. And then look towards the floor, so you're changing the position of that stretch that creeps round into your back now. Bring both arms up. We're just going to both arms up towards the ceiling, drop the shoulders down. Both arms up, drop the shoulders down. Both arms up. Drop the shoulders down, square arms up, shoulders down, bring the arms round towards the side. We're going to hug that big beach ball. If that's too much, hands towards your thighs. So hug that big beach ball. Sit up nice and tall, don't arch for that spine. Hug that big beach ball, so breathe in, hands round. And come up nice and tall, shoulders down, hug that big beach ball. Nice. This time we're going to hug that big beach ball. Push the arms round, hold that chair. Don't push that tummy forward, but just open it into that chest. Scoop that belly. Release. Hug that ball. Round. Push up through the chest. So chest to the ceiling. Arms up, hug, push the arms round, and just open into the chest. Brilliant. Let's just think about them hips. So we're going to just get rid of that ball, and then get rid of that block. You've got one. Good, whatever you're doing. We're going to try and bring that leg back. So if you can't do that, we're just taking that leg back as much as you can and squeezing that glute, just pushing that hip very gently forwards. If you can, get the chair, edge of the chair, carefully do so. Just take your time, squeeze that glute and push that hip forward. You can hold onto that chair so I can big stretch now down that leg, right into the front of that hip flexor. Feeling that lovely stretch. Just take your time to hold that there. And moving over, do the same to the side. And moving right over. Kicking anything out of the way. Squeezing that glute. Really feeling that stretch. We want you to just reposition yourself, just try and get that stretch. Just trying to lengthen through that leg. Yeah, that's fair. Weight from the leg. And feel that stretch. This is my tighter hip flexor. I need to stretch this out more. Brilliant. Then we're going to grab our band here, placing that band around the foot. Nice and tall, either resting on that thigh or pulling on that band. We're going to keep that length through the spine and we're going to come forward. Keep breathing, take some nice deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to inhale and exhale again, so we can pull on that band a little bit more and come forward even more and just really, really pull that stretch. Just make sure you're safe in that chair or you're resting on that thigh. Trying to get as much length behind that knee as possible, so you might need to put your foot on some blocks or some books. Keep breathing, flex that foot, really flex that foot, you can really feel that stretch. You're going to stop over. Kicking your foot, hooking your foot in our band, length through that spine, either resting on that thigh or just coming forward with that band. So just tucking that chin very slightly. Just feel that lovely stretch. Keep breathing, breathing, breathing. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to try and come forward a little bit more, but only if that's okay for you to do so. Brilliant. So we get rid of that band. I'm going to bring just toes onto the floor. I'm going to circle that foot. Don't worry about that leg moving. Nice big circle through that foot. In one direction. And then we'll bring it round in the other direction. Just circling round. And then changing, so on the toes, just let that foot go round. And then circling movement. And circle round again in the other direction. Just give the hands a quick circle. And circle round in the other direction just to loosen off. Well done everyone, thank you for bearing with me. My mad rush. But have a great week and I will see you next week. Oh no, actually, I see you next week. Actually, next week I am not here on the Tuesday because we're just going away for a couple of days. So there'll probably be a message on Facebook from the centre. But yeah, just so you know, I won't be here next Tuesday, so it'll be the Tuesday after. Whatever date that is, I'm not sure. But yeah, hopefully there'll be, like I said, there'll be a reminder on Facebook. Okay, so see you, not next week, but yeah, week after. Okay, take care, bye.